Hello everyone, today in this video we're going to show you exactly how you can create this fully responsive food ordering or restaurant website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Before directly jump right into the tutorial, let me show you the features of this website that we are going to design right now in this video. So as you see here, this responsible website has a fixed header part right here having a website logo on the left side and a navigation menu on the right side having a hover effect just like this. And then here you have the home section for this website having a call to action button just like this. Again, over here we have a feature product section right here. As you see here you have the feature products right here, the food item right here and its name, and also here we have the price of this food, the cart and the sharing button right here. Okay, when you come to about us section right here, you have a nice about us section. Here you have a read more button right here, and you see this website has a nice service section right here. This website also has a nice contact us page and a beautiful footer section having a fixed background image. So here is it. And as you see here, when you press on this navigation menu, let me say home, right here you see the home page for this website will be displayed. You see, when you click on the product menu right here, the feature product section for this website will be displayed. Right here, the same to an about us right here, and when you click this service menu right here, the service section will be displayed just like this. And also you see, when you click on this navigation menu right here, it has a smooth animation. So it has a smooth animation right here. The question may be, does this website is responsible? The answer is yes. Let me show you. So to know whether any website is responsible or not, right click on your developer tool and click on inspect. Right here you see here we are, right? As you see here, when you decrease the screen size, whether this website is fully responsible when it built in on different screen size device. You see, here we are. And when you decrease again the screen size, again decrease and decrease, you see the text and the navigation menu and the call to action button adjust itself. Now again decrease the size, and as you observe here, when this website is built in on a device having a screen size 768 pixels and below, then the navigation menu will disappear and the menu bar will appear right here. You see? And again, when you decrease the size in order to know whether this website is responsible for a smaller device or not, you see? Here is it, right? You see here, this website is fully responsible. It's awesome, right? So I'm very excited to show you how you can design this fully responsible food ordering website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Before directly jump right into the video, if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell icon to be notified when I come out a daily programming training video just like this one. With that being said, let's jump right into it. The first step is folder preparation. Here we have the folder structure that we are going to use to design this responsible for ordering website. Here we have index.html document, and here we have a resource folder. Inside the resource folder, we have two folders, CSS folder and JS folder. Inside this CSS folder, we have an image folder. Inside this image folder, we have a background image. And again, here we have a JS folder. Now this folder is empty, but we are going to add different jQuery and JavaScript documents right here. And again, inside this image folder, we have different images that are needed to design this responsible for ordering website. So open my code editor. In this case, I'm going to use Sublime Text. You can use any text editor as you want. And now open this folder. Here is the folder, grocery website, and select a folder right here. As you see here we have index.html. Here we have the basic HTML document right here. And inside resource folder, we have CSS folder. Inside this CSS folder, we have an image folder having a background image. And then we have an image folder. Inside this image folder, we have different images that we are going to use to design this responsible food ordering website right now. Okay, here we have. Having said that, now let's create another file. Click on new file right here and click on save as. After that, write the file name style.css and save it as inside CSS folder. And then here we have the basic CSS property value pair. Padding 0, margin 0, box sizing, border box. Here we have the universal selector. And now we should link this CSS file with an HTML document. So to do this, we are going to use a link tag inside the head section. So this CSS file is found inside a resource folder and a CSS folder. So here we have. And let me add a comment over here in order to adjust our code. Here we have the custom CSS link. Okay, now again, let me create another file. Let's click on save as. And then this file is a script.js. And save it inside the JS folder right here. And now link this JavaScript document with an HTML document. So to do this, we are going to use a script element right here, and a source attribute. The value of source attribute is resource.js and script.js. In this case, I strongly recommend to use always to link your JavaScript link after your HTML document inside the body section in order to increase the website speed. Don't put your JavaScript and jQuery link inside the head section. Now, let me add the font awesome link and the jQuery link. So, come over here, ctnjs.com and search font awesome, and then copy this link right here. Copy this link and paste right here and remove this. It will not necessary. And font awesome. Here we have font awesome link, and then copy this comment right here and paste over here. Now let me add another comment over here, jQuery link. And now again, come over ctnjs.com and write jQuery right here. So here we have, then copy this link right here and come over here and paste over here and remove this, it is not necessary. Now let me open this. Here we have, right? And now let me jump right into the coding part. Let me add a comment over here. Here we have the website header section start in order to organize our code and copy this and paste right here. And now let me dive right into to design the header section for this responsible food ordering website. So create a div element having class name header. Inside this div we have another div element having a navbar class, and then inside this we have an image element in order to put the logo of our website. So the path for this logo is found inside an image folder. Here we have the logo that we are going to use for our food ordering website. So again, inside this navbar we have a div element having a class name menu bar. Inside this menu bar we have an order list. Inside this unordered list, we have a list item that we are going to use for menu item. So we have 5 menus right here. Okay, now let me add a hash symbol right here in order to locate the destination for this link. And the first menu item is home, product, about, service, lastly contact. And then now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here we have, right? Okay, now let me jump right into to style this website header part. So using this class selector right here, navbar with 100% display, flex, align items, center, justify content, space between, padding 0.625 rem. In this case, we have the global font size 60 pixels. So 1 rem is equal to 60 pixels. So now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? And again, let me add another property right here, box shadow 0 4 pixel and the color gray. Position, let me add position fix top 0 and left 0 and z index 1. Having said that, let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here we have, right? Okay, now let me style this logo right here. So first let me create a class over here, class logo. Using this class selector right here, let me style this the website logo right here. So height 2.5 rem, which is 2.5 times the global font size 60 pixels. As I said before, 1 rem is equal to 60 pixels. Margin left, let me say 0.625 rem. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? And now let me remove this bullet point right here. So to do this, using a descendant selector, menu bar, and UL right here, here is the property value pair list style, none. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have the bullet point is already gone. And again, using the sentence selector, menu bar and li, let me add some property value pair. So copy this and paste right here and change this URL into a line. Display line block, padding right 2.5 rem, 2.5 times 60 pixel, which is almost 40 pixel. Font size, let me say 130%. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Cool. Now copy this again and paste right here and add an anchor element right here. So using the sentence selector, menu bar, li and an anchor element. Any anchor element inside this menu bar class selector will have the following property value pair. Text decoration, none. This property value pair, text decoration none, is used to remove the underline. And color yellow green, text transform, uppercase. With that being said, save and refresh. Here we have, right? Cool. And now let me add a hover over effect over this menu item. So copy this and paste right here and let me say the color dark green, transition, let me say 0.4 second is. So now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? So to do a hover over effect, we are going to use a pseudo selector hover right here. So now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Cool. Now we are just finished the header part of this website right here. Having said that, let's jump right into to design the home section for this responsible food ordering website. So to do this, let me add a comment over here in order to adjust our code in proper manner. So we have to start our design part inside this comment section right here. So create a section element having a class name home section, and then let me add an ID right here, ID home. Inside this section we have a div element having a class name home content, and inside this div element we have an h1 element and a paragraph element right here. And again we have a call to action button right here inside this div element. So having class name btn and btn full. By the way, you can assign any class name as you want. It is up to you, right? So here we have again another call to action button right here having a class name. Let me say btn and btn ghost. And let me say discover more. Let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Cool. Now this is the HTML part. Having said that, let's dive right into to style the home section of this website. So to style this, first let me add a comment right here, website home section, and using class selector home section, let me add a background image right here, and the destination or the path for this background image is found inside an image folder, which is found inside CSS folder. So image / and the name of the image that we are going to use as a background. And now let me save and refresh. Here we have the image, but it's not visible. So let me add another property, background size, cover, background position, center, background repeat, no repeat, width 100% and height 100, viewport height. With that being said, let's save and refresh. Here we are, right? Cool. And again, using this class selector home content, let me align any content inside this section, inside this class selector. So to do this, let me add a property value pair over here. The first property is position absolute, and top 50%, position from the left 50%, and color yellow green. Having said that, let me save and refresh. Here we are, right? So now let me drag this text to the left. So to do this, let me use another property value pair. Translate 80% to the left and minus 50% from the top. Now let me save and refresh. Cool, right? Okay, it's nice. Okay, again, copy this and paste right here, and using descendant selector h1 to style this h1 element. So right here h1, and let me add a property right here, font size, let me say 350%, text align, center, text transform, capitalize, save and refresh. Here we are, right? Okay. Now let's jump right into to style the paragraph. So to style this paragraph element. So to do this, using again a descendant selector, home content, and pick any paragraph element inside this content. This home content class selector will have this property value pair. So font size 150%, margin bottom, let me say 2.5 rem, which is almost 40 pixels. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? And now let's jump right into to style this call to action button right here. So to do this, using the class selector right here, begin, font size 150%, padding 5 pixels from the top and bottom and 20 pixels from left and right. Text decoration, and in order to remove the underline, here we have text align, center, margin left, let me say 50 pixel, border radius 50 pixel, text transform uppercase, and now let me save and refresh. Here we are, right? Okay. And again, using this class selector btn full, let me add some property value pair, background green, color white, copy this and paste right here and change this btn full to, and now style this btn ghost call to action, this btn ghost call to action button, this discover more call to action button. So change this btn full with btn ghost. So change this background color transparent and font color, let me say font color green yellow, border 2 pixel solid green yellow. Now save and refresh. Here is it, right? Okay, now let me add a hover over effect over this call to action button. So again, using a pseudo class selector hover, first let me copy this and paste right here and add selector hover and copy this and ghost hover. Now background dark green, border none. Now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here we are, right? Cool. We have just finished it. Now we have just finished the header part in the home section for this fully responsible food ordering website. Now let's dive right into to design the feature section for this responsible website. As always, add a comment over here and then create a section element having a class name product section. You can assign any name as you want, it is up to you, right? And then ID. This ID is very important in order to link this section with the navigation menu. So here you have the value of a trip attribute, and then here is the product. So the value of the ID should be product in order to link this section with the product menu bar, right? And then we have an H1 element having a class name section heading. Let me say feature products. Now let me save and refresh in my web browser. And again, here we have another div element having class name product container, and inside this div element we have another div element having a class name feature product, and then inside this element we have an image element, and the value for this source attribute is the location or the path of the image. So image /food png. And then below this we have an extra element, let me say organic food. And then below this again we have a div element having class name rating. And then as always jump right into fontawesome.com and find an icon, a star icon right here. So click over here. And then here we have the star that we are going to use. Click over here and here we have an HTML link. Copy this and paste right here. Here you have 5-star icons. One is half star. And then below this star, we have another element having a class name product price in order to set up the price of the product. And again, below this, we have a element having class name product satisfaction, and come over font awesome again and search shopping cart, heart, and share icon. So here we have. So now let's save and refresh in my web browser. Here we have, right? Okay, cool. As you see here we have the star, here we have the product price, and here we have different icons like shopping cart and sharing icon. So now copy this many times as you want. Copy this and paste right here. So and then change the product name and the price of the product, and the other HTML element is similar. Let me copy this again. Let me paste over here and the name of the product as banana.pg and paste again right here, and then as always change the product name. Let me say the product name is orange.png, and then over here orange fruit. Now again copy this and paste right here. As always, change again this product name and the location of the product as well as the price of the product. Mango fruit price, let me say 39.99. So copy and paste this 8 times. Everything is similar. The only thing expected from you is maybe to change the product name, the product price. So now let me save and refresh in my web browser. So here we are, right? What code is that? So over here we made a mistake to specify while specifying the location for this product and this burger. So instead of PNG, this is JPG format. The image is placed in JPG format, and instead of apple, the name of the image is apples. So now let me save and refresh in my web browser. So here we have, right? This is the HTML part for this feature product. Now let's dive right into to style this feature product. As always, add a comment over here, a reusable style. So we are going to use this style as many times as we want. Right? Here we have section element. Let me say min height 100 viewport height and padding 0 from top and bottom and 5% from the left and right, and then padding top 7%. So now let me save and refresh. Here we are, right? And now let me style this an h1 element. So to do this, using copy this class selector and paste right here section heading, and then font size 250%, text align center, color yellow green, margin 20 pixels from the top and bottom and 0 from left and right. Text transform capitalize. Now save and refresh. Here we are, right? And now over here, let me add a span element. So to style this text in different way. So using this span selector right here, copy this and paste right here. Span, background color, orange, color, white, display, inline block, and then padding 1 rim from top and bottom and 3 rim from left and right. So here it is. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have another very essential CSS property value pair, which is clip path polygon 100% and 0%, comma 90, let me say 94% and 50%, and on another side here we have 100% and 99%, and again on the other side we have 0% and 100%, comma we have also 0% and 50%. Lastly, on the last side, we have 0% and 0%. So, save and refresh. Fantastic, right? What cool is that? Now, let's reduce the padding right here. So, let me say 0.1 rim. Here is it. Awesome, right? And then background color having an RGB color code right here. Here we have a box shadow. Now again, using this product container class selector, display, flex, align items, center, justify content. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Over here, we have flex wrap, which is another essential flexbox property. And then again, using this class selector, feature product, margin 1.5 rim, which is 1.5 times 6 the global font size, 60 pixel, and padding 1 rim, background color, let me say white. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Border radius 20 pixel, border 1 pixel, solid. Let me say the color gray. We will change it later. Now save and refresh. Here we have. Now let's reduce the size of the image. So copy this and paste right here, and using descendant selector, feature product and img, any image inside this product feature class selector will have such property. The first property is height 50 rim, which is 50 times 60 pixel, which is a global font size, and width 20 rim, object feed cover. Having said that, save and refresh. Here we have, right? Now let me add one more image right here. Now save and refresh. Awesome, right? Cool. Now again copy this and paste right here and change this image selector by H3 in order to target the H3 element inside a div element having a feature product class selector having a class name feature product. So color crimson, margin 10 pixel from top and bottom, and auto from left and right. Text transform, let me say capitalize, background orange, border radius 50%, padding 5 pixel, and box shadow 10 pixel, 7 pixel, and 10 pixel, and the color for the shadow, let me say crimson. Now save and refresh. Here we are, right? Fantastic. Let me change this background color gold and text align, center, then save and refresh. Fantastic, right? What cool is that? Now let's dive right into to style this star icon right here. So to style this star icon, we need to target descendant selector, feature product and rating. So copy this and paste right here and remove this and rating and target an element right here and color, let me say gold color, padding 0.1 rim, font size 1.3 rim. So now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Let me change the color orange. Now save and refresh. Cool. Now over here let me add another property, text align center, in order to align these different icons. Now save and refresh. Here we have this icon and the price page is placed at the center of. Now copy this and paste right here and remove this and then change this eye and then now let me target this product price. So remove this, here are feature products and any div element having a class name product price that are found inside feature product will have such property. Font size, let me say 150%. Color, now save and refresh. Here we are, right? So we have a span element right here. So remove this and let me nest this. So here we are. And then let me target this price using a span element selector. So to do this, copy this again and paste right here and add a span selector right here, padding right, one rim which is 60 pixel and color, let me say gray, text decoration, line through. Now let me save and refresh. Fantastic, right? Now let me add another property, font style, italic. Now save again. Cool. Now let's jump right into to style this shopping cart and sharing icon. So over here we need to target this using class selector product starts function, padding, one rim, font size 200%. Now save and refresh. Here we are, right? Copy this again and paste right here and now let me target this element, remove this, padding 0.2 rim from top and bottom and 1 rim from left and right, border 1 pixel, solid green. Now here we are, right? And then again, now let me target this shopping cart. So using this class selector, color, let me say color light green, and using this class selector, appears again color orange, again using this class selector, let me say color light blue. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Fantastic. Now here is the home, here is the product and service and contact section. Contact, and when you click this product we find here we have. And now let's inspect this in order to determine whether this website is responsible or not. So as you see here, here is when we increase and decrease the size of this, in order to determine whether this website is responsible or not while someone visits our web page using different screen reading device, just like phone, laptop, and computer screen, and so on. This website should be responsible. You can determine whether your website is responsible or not by using this strategy. So, as you see here, this website is not responsible. So now, to do this website fully responsible, we need to add a media query over here. So over here, we have a media only screen having a maximum width of 120 pixels. We have a large device, laptop and desktop, which is 1200 pixels and down. We have a media query, and we have another border for a device having a maximum width 991 pixel, and then again we have another border for a device having 76 pixel and below. As you see here we have the size. When you come to 992 pixel, this website is not responsible. You see the call to action button. So over here we need to have a border. So when you decrease the size again, this website is not seems like responsible and the text become overflow. So here we have the border. Over here we have a class selector begin. So using this class selector, let me reduce the size of this begin. So copy this and remove this and change this font size into 140% and change padding and remove this margin left 20 pixel. Since over here the margin left, the value of the margin left is 50 pixel, so we are going to reduce this into 20 pixel. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Cool. Now again, let me target this screen device having a width of 991 pixels and below. So over here we have to reduce this global font size into 14 pixel, and other text size will change automatically since we placed the size using a rim value. So again, copy this and paste right here, remove this and change this padding 10 pixel and font size 130%. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? All the font size change automatically. Here is it, right? Now let me shrink the website in order to observe whether responsible for different devices or not. As you see here, we have a border on 768 pixels. So let me target that. Now again, copy this navbar class selector and then navbar class selector and paste right here and remove this and remove again, and let me reduce the size into 8 pixels. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Now again, here is another border for small device portrait tablet and large font having 760 pixels and down. So now let me reduce the global font size into HTML and body, and then change this 40 pixel and into 12 pixel, and the other will change automatically, since as I said before, all the text size have been placed in rim value, so it will change automatically. So now here is 768 pixel. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? So now let me shrink this. So over here the navigation menu will overflow. So now let me change this navbar padding for pixel. Now save and refresh. Here is it, and now again let me reduce the size. It will overflow again at 661 pixel. So now in order to solve this problem, let me put this into 5 pixel and save and refresh again. Okay, at 665 pixel it overflow. So to solve this, we need to add another selector right here. Here is it. Copy this and come over here and paste right here and remove this. Remove this again and reduce padding right into 20 pixel. So now let me save and refresh. Fantastic, right? Okay, now when you reduce the size, this will not be responsible. To compensate this, let me add an icon right here, which is found on Font Awesome having an ID value menu. So now let me save and refresh. Here we are, right? So here is a toggle menu. Now using this ID value menu, let me style this. So over here we have a menu preceded by a symbol. Since it is an ID, the ID name should be preceded by a hash symbol. Just the class name is preceded by a period, right? Okay, font size 170%, padding 3 pixels from top and bottom and 10 pixels from left and right, and then border 2 pixels solid gray, and then now let me save and refresh. Fantastic, right? And then when we reduce the size, you see? Okay, now display none. Here we have display none. So save and refresh. Here we are. So the major goal for us is to observe this toggle menu when you reach a device width of 768 pixels. You see, 760 pixels. This toggle menu will observe, and then the navigation menu will be hidden. And then by using JavaScript, we need to add interactivity for this toggle menu. So at 76 pixel and below, this menu, this toggle menu should be observed, right? Now you see, when you save and refresh, here it is. Above 768 pixel, this toggle menu bar will gone. Now copy this and paste right here. Now menu bar, and then position, let me say position absolute top 100%, Please pay attention over here, since we are going to add an interactivity for this toggle menu. So to do this, we have menu bar, position absolute, top 100%, left 0, width 100%, and background color. Let me say background color black. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Okay, here is it. Okay, and then text align center, padding to rem, and then copy this and paste right here. Font size 2.5 rem, let me say, and remove this padding 1 rem and 0, margin 0.5 rem and 0, and then change this display into block. Now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here we have, right? As you see here, when it reaches at 768 pixels, this menu bar changed into block. This menu bar is displayed just like this. Now let me add opacity over here, 0, transform scale Y, 0, and transform origin top. And now let me save and refresh. Here we are, right? Okay, here is it. Okay, now let me do this toggle menu interactive. That means when you click the toggle menu, the menu item will be displayed. So over here we have a toggle menu having an ID value menu, right? So using this ID value, now let me save and refresh. You see? Here we are, right? Cool. Now let me add this class selector nav toggle and change this opacity and transform scale Y value from 0 to 1. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Cool. When this page is viewed in a device having a screen width of 640 pixels and below, then it should be responsive. So to do this, we have HTML and body selector having a font size, which is a global font size, 12 pixels, and then copy this home content and H1 selector right here and paste right here and remove this and change the font size from 350% to 300%. Now again, copy this home content and paste right here and remove this and change this transform translate value from -50 to 50% and leave the other as it is. And now you see when you reach at 640 pixel here and save and refresh, here we have, right? And then let me make the call to action button responsive. So to do this, again, here we have a built-in class selector right here and copy this and paste right here and then remove this display block and margin left, let me reduce from 50 pixel to 20 pixel. And then here we have, right? Now again, here we have another border. Here we have, right? So using flexbox and media query, we have just made this page responsive. You see, this page is completely responsible as you observe here. Now let's jump right into to create an about section for this fully responsive food ordering website. So here we have a section having a class name about section and an ID about, and then inside this section we have an h1 element having a class name section heading. Let's say about us and embed this about text in a span element. And then inside this section we have a div element having a class name about us. And then inside this div element we have another div having class name about image. Inside this we have an image source image / about us dot png. And then inside this about us div element we have another div about us content. In this div element we have a tree element and paragraph element and also a call to action button right here. Let me save and refresh in my web browser. When you click on about us, here we have, right? Now let me add a call to action button right here having a class name btn and btn full. Here we have, right? Here is an HTML part. Now let's dive right into to style this about us section. As always, add a comment over here and using about us section class selector right here and an about us class selector right here. Let me copy this and paste right here. Display flex, align item center, justify content center. So here we have flex wrap, and then copy this and paste right here. Let me remove this. Now let me target the element which is found in a div element having about image class selector. Flex 1 and search frame, and then let me resize the image with 8%. And again copy this and paste right here. And now let me target a div element inside an about us content. So change this about image by about us content. Here is it. And now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here you have, right? Copy this and paste right here, and now target the content inside the H3 and font size 2.5 rem, and then copy this and paste right here and change H3 by P, and then change font size to 1.5 rem. Now let me save and refresh. Here you have, right? Here we are. Now let me see whether this About Us section is responsible or not when it viewed in different screen. So as you see here, this is responsible. Here is it. It's completely responsible. Now, having this, let's jump right into to create the service section for this responsible food ordering website. So, as always, add a comment right here, and then we have a section element right here having a class name service section. So again, we have an ID in order to link this section with the service menu. So inside this section, we have an h1 element having a reusable class name section heading. Let's say our services, and nest this service with a span tag right here. So again, we have a div element having class name service container. Inside this div element, we have another div having a class name service box. So in this service box, we have an h3 element. Let me say the name for the service and a paragraph. Let me add some dummy content right here, and we have an icon right here. So here we have, right? So we have an icon and h3 element, and also we have a paragraph element having some dummy text. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Okay. Now everything is similar, so the only thing expected from you is copy this as many times as you want. So copy and paste right here and paste right here as much as possible. Now when we save and refresh, here we have, right? Now as you see here, everything is similar, so the only thing expected from you is you may change some icon and the text. So we did this offline. So welcome back. Here we are, right? As you see here, every element is similar except the type of service that this website offers and the icons for this type of service. So here is it, right? Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Okay, now let's jump right into to style this service section. And now save and refresh. Here we have background color. Now using this class selector service container, and again here we have similar property value pair, and copy this display flex, align items center and justify content center, and flex wrap. Here we have, right? Okay, and then copy this and paste right here, and now let me target this class selector service box. Here we have similar class selector, let me say with 25 rem, text align center. Now let me save and refresh. Here is it, right? Cool. Now copy this and paste right here. And now let me target the icon which is embedded in the eye element right here. So eye color dark orange, font size 2.5 rem, padding 0.325 rem from top and bottom and 0 from left and right. And then padding top 1 rem. Having said this, save and refresh. Here we are, right? Cool. Let me increase padding 0.35 rem and then copy this descendant selector right here and change I by H3 in order to target a text embedded in H3 element. So font size 1.5 rem, color yellow green, padding 0.625 rem, text transform capitalize. Now save and refresh. Here we are, right? Now again let me target the P element right here. So replace this H3 by P, font size 1.2 rem, padding as it is, and now let me save and refresh. Here we are, right? Cool. Now let me observe whether this service section is responsible or not when it viewed in different screen size device. So here we are, right? When we increase the screen size, as you see here, this service section is completely responsive. Awesome! Having this, now let's dive right into to create the last section for this responsible website, which is footer section. So over here we have, right? Here we have the HTML code for the website footer section. As you see here is a section having a class name footer section. And inside this section, we have a div element having a class name footer container. Inside this div element having class name footer container, you have 3 div elements having the same class name footer box. And inside this footer box, we have an image and a paragraph for the first column, and for the second column we have a 3 element, a paragraph element. Inside this paragraph element we have some icons right here, phone icons and mailbox icons, and also the location icon. And then on the last column we have an H3 element, an anchor element having different social media icons. Lastly, outside of this footer container, we have another div element having a class name final footer, and we have an H2 inside this. We have an H2 element, and then here is the HTML part. Now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Okay, here we have. This is the HTML part for this website footer section. Now let's jump straight into to style this footer section. So first let me target a class selector footer section and add a background image. So here we have a footer section class selector, and now let me target this and add a background image, background position having a linear gradient, and then another background property, background position, center, background repeat, no repeat, background size, cover, and min height. Let me say 20 pixel. And now here we have the background image that we are going to use this as a footer background image. Having this, now save and refresh. Here we have a nice linear background image having a linear gradient. Now again, let me target this footer container and footer box class selector right here respectively and add some property value pair. So footer container display flex, justify content center, and flex wrap. And then when we target any element inside the footer box with 25 rim, text align, center, here is footer box, and here we have a footer box, and inside and padding right 1.5 rim and color white. So any content inside this will have such property. So now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Cool. Now let me target the content inside this element. So which is an icon. So font size 2 rim, color orange, padding left 3 rim, and padding right 3 rim. Now let's save and refresh. Here we have, right, using descendant selector, footer box, and img, p, and h. Let me target this element. These elements right here. So as you see here, using descendant selector, footer box, and here img with 50% display flex, align item, flex start. When you come to this h3 element, font size 1.3 rim, color yellow green, padding 2 rim from top and bottom and 0 from left and right, and text transform capitalize. When you come to this paragraph, font size 1.2 rim, padding 0.8 rim and 0, text align, justify, line height 1.8 rim, font family, such font family. Now let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? Cool. Fantastic, right? Now let me target this anchor element which contains different social media icons right here. So using again a descendant selector, footer container, footer box, and an anchor element right here, let me add some property value pair right here. So font size 2 rim, margin 0.8 rim, text align center, border 1.5 pixel, solid yellow green, and border radius 50%. And now let me add a hover over effect over this social media icon. Background color coral, color blue violet, and box shadow none. Now save and refresh. Here we have, right? Cool. Awesome, right? Finally, we are going to target this text right here. So to style this, we have a final footer class selector, and then color, such color, text align, center, font family, here we have, and padding bottom, let me say 50 pixel. Now let me save and refresh in my web browser. Here is it, right? Awesome. Now let me observe whether this footer section is responsible for any device or not. So inspect this, and now let me see. Here is it, right? When we decrease the screen size for different devices, as you see here, this footer section is completely responsible for any device. Here you have, right? Here is it. Now, you see, it is responsible. It's awesome, you see? Okay, we have just finished the designing part for this complete responsible food ordering website. So now, using JavaScript, let me add some interactivity and animation over here. Having said this, let's get into it.